I'm Dean Takahashi, editorial director at GamesBeat, and I'm here with Jeremy.
Jeremy Chubb. I'm a producer at DICE in Sweden, working on Battlefield.
Mm-hmm. So this game, I just got to play it some and got shot a lot, but nothing new there. Why is it set in 2027? I mean, you're sort of going backwards from 2042, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we really wanted to return to modern era setting. So 2027 is not a specific date for us, but we wanted it to feel like it could be modern, gritty, grounded, something feel very relatable to players. And so setting it a couple of years in the future gives you the opportunity to, be flexible with, how you deliver the experience, but also it sets it very clearly in sort of modern setting.
I guess, do you lose any cool weapons from 2042, or do you just
No,
sort of
everything
not
for the
miss
game
them?
is brand new.
Okay. And then as far as just like when I see like an experience so much destruction, I wonder, is there some trade-off somewhere of like what am I not getting something else somewhere else, like in maybe movement or something?
That's a great
an extraordinary amount of
That's a great question. And you know what? You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It's possible with like a big physical destructive experience that the level can end up feeling hard to navigate, snaggy, janky. We work really, really hard to establish like metrics within the fractures of the destruction. So as you destroy a building, for example, you'll see cover break to conveniently metrics based like shoulder height or prone cover height or crouch cover height. It's somehow you would never know this as a player, but it means that it plays very naturally throughout. And then the other thing we were really careful to ensure was that throughout, we wanted to begin almost with the destroyed state of the level. In order for it to play great in any state, we kind of started there and then we'd work back to a pristine state for the level, and we knew that in every state that it would work. In previous Battlefield games, sometimes we've gone a little too far with the destruction. And you end up in a situation, there's no cover, there are no props, it's very difficult for the player to navigate without being killed.
I thought I'd be invulnerable in a tank, but then I found going down the streets full of destruction, it was hard to actually get anywhere.
It can slow you down. It can slow you down, and that's a tactic. We bring down entire building facades, and also we bring up rubble piles, so that debris, everything that kind of collapses, it can form like new cover, and that can make it easier or harder for players to hold a position or for tanks to advance or retreat down the street. So yeah, that's definitely a part of it.
And then with the labs, I wonder how you get to insights instead of just sort of opinions of, yes, I like that, no, I don't like that. Which players do we listen to?
Yeah, that's a really hard thing to gain the insight of. I mean, Labs is an incredible program. So Battlefield Labs, it's a program for wide variety of different communities to join and experience the game with us before release. And obviously, what's brilliant about it is we do get to see hot take reaction. How do people sound off about the experiences that they've had, and that is super valuable. Sometimes we hear things that really validate things that we suspected about the experience, but also we see massive amounts of data coming from the game. So we'll see tuning values, we'll see spawning telemetry, we'll see movement duration, life duration, all of those things, and it helps us to try and nuance to a sort of a smoother, more fluid experience. We also see huge numbers of different PC configurations particularly, and a lot of the challenges that you can have when you launch a big game like this out to a very, very large audience, we've been able to capture very early and hit something which we feel is going to be pretty smooth at launch. It's also incredibly important for performance. So performance is a huge challenge in a Battlefield game. It's an experience in which we can potentially crowbar 64 players through a bottleneck in breakthrough, like intensely around the same place. We have vehicles, fully physical experience, destruction, deformation, massive amounts of particles. For our technology team, it's like a nightmare. It's like the worst kind of thing you could build. But obviously, if you focused on it, then you can ensure that you hit incredible performance targets. It's FPS, so people need to know that it's a solid 60 at least, beyond for superior hardware. And so that's been a massive focus, and catching all of those different configurations through BF Labs has been incredibly helpful.
And I like how even though you say have all those opinionated people to worry about, I guess you can also make them happy with Portal. Like if they're really strong-minded about what they want in their battlefield, they can go and create it themselves now.
That is absolutely right. Yeah, certainly Portal, what we're expecting to see is, you know, a wide variety of experiences created. We have a program where we're able to verify experiences. So for the first time, Portal allows you to progress in the game, so progression is part of the experience. And then obviously what you saw in the video that people were particularly excited was spatial editing. What that means is placement and movement of 3D objects in the map, so almost creating your own maps, or at least modifying maps in a pretty fundamental way. And the fundamental ways in which we've seen players modify them so far, absolutely crazy. So
I like the bridge going almost straight up, I guess, right?
yeah, all that stuff. But we've seen all kinds of things. We've seen you know, strange kind of almost like 2D maps created, block maps, mazy maps, stuff which feels like very reminiscent of the very early days of Shooter. All kinds of stuff is possible, and we're really excited to see what fans create with it.
Well, very exciting. Thank you.
Thanks for joining, and I hope you have a great time with the game.